Now we're going to move across Africa to Western Africa and the Benin. Now, this group is established prior to 1400 in modern-day Nigeria. The first king is a grandson to a great king in the area. The Benin will peak in the 16th century and collapse by 1897. They will collapse to British colonization. This happens in an awful lot of Africa. And they will trade, primarily they make their existence through trade, primarily trade with the Portuguese, who set up a trading port there. And they're giving the Portuguese copper, ivory, wood, some ceramics, and iron. That's why the Europeans are there in Africa in the first place, in part because it gives their ships extra ports that they can stop in on their way to the east, but in part because they need those resources. And today we're seeing something very, very similar, where China, the United States, some of the European nations are actually going in and buying up parts of Africa privately, basically buying up chunks of land so that they can get those resources from Africa, because it's relatively untapped compared to other parts of the world, such as Europe, where they may have mined all of a specific resource. But the piece we're looking at from the Benin is this waist pendant. This is a waist pendant of a queen mother. So this is an ivory and iron piece. Ivory being from more than likely elephant tusk. It's used because it's soft, it's white, it's easy to carve, no real grain. And the queen mother means that her son became king. She couldn't hold the throne because she was female, so she became a queen mother, basically a figurehead, and he is installed on the throne. However, she plays a role in his rule, basically. So this head is currently at the Metropolitan Museum, and it's part of a pair. Now, the king's mother assisted in war, leading to this new title, this honorific title. In other words, it doesn't mean much, but it is honorary. And the pendant is meant to depict her specifically. Here we're seeing it in the Metropolitan Museum. The crown that she's wearing has Portuguese heads and mudfish, which may sound odd, but in Western Africa, mudfish are seen as a symbol of great fortune. They come out just when it starts to rain, because they're going to populate those puddles of water that will exist during the rainy season. And of course, with the rainy season, it's the end of the dry season, which means there will be food again. So of course, they are associated with that food, associated with good fortune. Now, the royal family has close diplomatic relations with Portugal. That's why we have these details, these mudfish with Portuguese hats. So, of course, when you're trading with the Benin, you're trading with the royal family, or at least they're getting some form of cut. So the royal family really owes its power, owes its position to the Portuguese. So it's not surprising that they're here with a symbol of good fortune, because to the royal family, the Portuguese are, of course, good fortune. This also associates the Portuguese with a local god of abundance and prosperity. Again, if I happen to be a member of the royal family, I'm going to credit the Portuguese with my prosperity.